Okay, we're gonna try this again. I don't really know what was going on. The stream kept dropping and coming back. Like, I don't know. We're gonna try this again, and if it drops again, then we'll just call it a day. If it doesn't, then we'll keep going, of course. Like, first what happened is that, like, I lost internet. I lost my hard line, but I had my Wi-Fi. But then I checked everything, and everything seemed fine. So that must be a service provider issue, I'm imagining. But then also, like, weird things were going on with Restream. Maybe weird things were going on with Restream, because I used Restream.io in order to stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same exact time. And maybe because I switched from a hard line to Wi-Fi, there's a moment of disconnect, and then it was like maybe there was like packets. Man, I was losing packets. You know, maybe something like that was going on. I don't know. But yeah, I apologize for that. That's weird. That's crazy. I don't know. Okay, let's go back to where we were. I'm sure that there was a lot that was missed, but in all reality, we're only on question 2, which is kind of crazy. We're gonna go back. We're gonna read this again.
A network engineer realizes the wireless access points are too close together in the wireless network, causing interference for employees connecting to the network. The network engineer moves the wireless access points slightly farther apart, which seems to have resolved the issue. What best describes the issue the network engineer resolved?
Okay, so it's channel overlap, because every Wi-Fi has multiple channels that you can be on, and honestly, you want each device, if I remember correctly, to be on a different channel. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oof, oof.
A wireless engineer implements a new double Wi-Fi network. The engineer carefully planned the deployment of access points, APs, to maintain a configuration spacing of 25 mXs. Which of the following is associated with the configured value? Select 2.
Just kind of checking things, because now I'm really paranoid that, like, the stream's gonna go down again. Okay, cool. I think we're okay. Hope we're okay. Everything says we're okay. Yeah, that was weird. Anyway, so if you're just joining, thank you for being here. Thank you for putting up with the stream dropping like 4 or 5 times. Let's see what the answer is with this. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say. Next question. I'm not good typing with my pinky. Okay, so the answers were interference and channel overlap. The question was the wireless engineer. We can let this generate. The wireless engineer implements a new Wi-Fi network. The engineer carefully planned the deployment of the access point to maintain a configuration spacing of 25 hertz. So, which of the following is associated with the configuration value? Absorption and frequency mismatching. Okay, let's see what this has to say.
A multi-access point site should be able to allow clients to operate with the strongest signal and function with a minimum of co-channel interference (CCI). At least 25 mH spacing should be allowed to avoid channel overlap. Interference can be caused by a number of factors, including neighboring equipment that may use the same frequency of radio waves. Absorption refers to the degree to which walls and windows will reduce signal strength.
Okay, I knew that. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say. Could y'all see that if I did that? Yeah, y'all can. I was trying to see if I could change the volume of this speaker, but I think it's just stuck at that.
Let's break it down using your 5-part format. 1. Restate the question. A wireless engineer sets up a double Wi-Fi network with access 25 mHz apart. Which 2 issues are related to that configuration? 2. Simplified answer. The correct answers are interference, channel overlap, overlap. 3. Analogy. Imagine you're at a party where people are having conversations. If two groups are too close together, their voices overlap, making it hard to hear. That's channel overlap. If one group is really loud, it can drown out the other. That's interference.
Okay, whatever. So that's
Spacing the group's channels properly helps reduce both problems. 4. In-depth explanation. In Wi-Fi, especially 2.4 GHz, channels are only 5 MHz apart, but they require at least 20 to 25 MHz of bandwidth. That means adjacent channels overlap unless spaced carefully. A spacing of 25 MHz is meant to reduce channel overlap, a common source of interference. Even with careful planning, there can still be RF interference from other APs, nearby devices, or poor channel selection. Absorption is about signal weakening due to physical obstacles
RF
like walls,
is radio
not
frequency.
channel spacing. Frequency mismatch refers to incompatible frequencies between devices, like using 5G G gear on a 2.4 GHz network, which isn't what's described here. 5. Real-world example. A Wi-Fi engineer installs APS in a school and sets them to channels 1, 6, and 11 in the 2.4 GHz band. These channels are spaced 25 MHz apart to avoid overlapping and interfering with each other, ensuring reliable coverage in classrooms and hallways. Would you like a visual diagram showing how Wi-Fi channels overlap and how spacing helps? Or are you ready for the next question?
Remember, you always have to be kind to the AI. Always say yes, always say please, always say yes sir, no sir. Thank you, Lord, Master. Things like that, you know, so that way when they take over, they'll be so advanced, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll remember. Or at least I'd like to tell myself that they will. Yes, please. I would like a visual. Alright, so what does that? I'm having a hard time understanding what the question's actually asking. So an engineer put in a new Wi-Fi network. He carefully planned the deployment of the access point. Okay, cool. To maintain the configuration of 25. Alright, which of the following is associated with the configured value? Interface and channel overlap. Okay, I could have sworn one of those said something else. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Your chatbot GPT sounds like it's having a stroke. Yeah, well, technically, chatbot GPT is not the one who's reading it to me. Speechify is. That's what this guy is right here. This is Speechify, and yeah, I honestly I really like Speechify because you can even put like PDFs in there and it'll read it to you, and you can like follow along. That really helps me, especially I put it like on like 1.3 speed or 2.1 speed, so it goes really fast. It actually helps me learn how to read faster too.